Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson.
Team PCA.
Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord. Link in description below. And if you're liking the videos, be sure to sub, share, like, and hit the bell for notifications. So we're up to the next episode in Star Trek Discovery, and it's a weird.
It's just jointed mess.
That's the only way I can really describe this. It's just a big hodgepodge of sci-fi gook. It's just blah 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 goopiness.
Yeah.
We learned. Remember in the last episode they were speculating what this red angel is. They when Suru could see it because he has like better eyes, he saw that it was someone in a suit, like an advanced exoskeleton type suit. So like, but there were some tachyon particles that it might be from the future, and they were just guessing,
speculating.
All of a sudden now they're 1,000,000% sure it's from the future.
And they say it the first 3 times in the first 5 minutes of this episode.
So it's guaranteed from the future.
You have no idea.
Like how? Like it's so weird that they came to that conclusion so quickly.
Because the other people and other races in that galaxy could have advanced technology more than them. You know, when you just assume they don't.
And then we get this. This happens like 3 or 4 times in this episode. A woman decides to do something. A man tries to like question it, and then he gets put in his place.
Oh yeah.
So Michael Burnham's getting ready to go back to Vulcan. She's like, I need to go talk to my mom and everything, kind of reconnect. She's already packed her bags and ready to go. Then she asks Pike, okay, I'm thinking about going back. And then they're having this whole conversation back and forth. And you hadn't already packed your bags. I wouldn't do it without your permission, but she already knew she was going to go.
You already did. You did. So you're lying. I mean, I know it's not a big lie, but don't lie to your captain. Especially something stupid like that.
It's really weird. And it's just like, it's like an ongoing theme. The men are wrong or dumb or is there something wrong with them.
And a man and woman's got to put them in his place.
And he has to be, Michael Burnham has to like, I'm going to go do this because all the importance of it. So I already figured it out. I'm just waiting for you to get on my level. Yeah. It just keeps happening.
And it's just saying, Captain, can I please go to Vulcan? It has vacation time. I have to get answers from my family where Spock's at. Something like to that effect.
So, if I cared more, I would have gone back and checked this, but are they still above the Kelpian homeworld, or are they somewhere else?
I don't know, they might be. I didn't see them leave.
So they're basically studying where the Red Angel came in and shut everything down. I guess there's some anomaly there. So they've been tasked by Starfleet to like, okay, figure it out. Go do something. So everyone's doing their little like, they're doing science stuff, which is pretty cool. They find out that, okay, they wanted to get close because they couldn't aim the probe. Couldn't they just kind of control it remotely?
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, let's get a little bit closer. So they get a little bit closer, but then they start experiencing like some time rifts and stuff.
Because it's a time,
Yeah, so things are like, they're starting to see like shadow versions of themselves.
Yeah, one of the kind of cool thing where Pike gets out of his chair, and then you see him come out of his chair like right afterwards again, even though he's up already.
Like a ghost almost.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. They're like, okay, back it up a little bit. We're going to use a... I would say they wanted to use a shuttle to get closer than shoot the probe from the shuttle. I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. And then Pike's like, I'm going to be the one to do it. I know that's just a Trek thing where the captain goes on all these away missions, which would never really happen.
No, they're not supposed to.
But then Tyler's like, what the heck? He's like questioning his motives for doing this. Yeah. And then even Suru's like, well, we can send someone else. Why the hell do you have to go? And then, of course, Pike's just kind of being the cowboy of himself. I'm going to go do it. I'm the best pilot there is in here.
See, that's something Kirk would do, not Pike.
Can we all agree that the outside of the turbo lifts are weird?
Yeah,
it looks like a ride.
Why do they look like
Six
that?
Flags?
I know.
I don't like it. It just looks.
I mean, every time when I've seen the turbulence outside of it, it was like a controlled, like how an elevator would be, where it's just a shaft. It wouldn't be like this outdoor where you can see the outside of it.
It's super weird. I don't know.
It does. It looks carnival. It does.
But we get they're in the elevator turbo lift, and Tyler kind of calls. Hey Pike, and then he's trying to put Pike in his place. Well, how do you know that you killed an officer and all that kind of stuff? You did.
Yes.
But it was Volk and he got his mind wiped and all that craziness, but it still happened.
Yes.
It's so funny. He did kill him, but they brought him back to life. So
did it I know. Why really does it count now? No, it doesn't count. He's back alive, right?
So does that murder charge go away if the person is resurrected?
I don't know.
So you can tell that there's some trust issues.
There's some disintention there too.
We get to Michael Burnham is going. She's made it back to Vulcan, and the graphics look pretty good.
They don't look too bad.
It looks all right. Then they're like, she's being contacted by air traffic control, and they're like, "Oh, well, state your business." "Oh, I'm going to Sarek or whatever." "Oh, is this Starfleet?" "No, I'm going to see my father." And they give her, the clearance. Is it even necessary? Was this scene even necessary?
No, not only that. Just when I know Vulcan, it's a desert planet. They show like autumn leaves. They didn't have trees like that in Vulcan. It's all desert.
Sarek is so rich, he brought in trees.
Oh yeah, that's what he did. Yeah, that's got to be it.
And then we get some flashbacks, like she's walking around her home. She's remembering when she first got there, and how her mom was like, "Oh, hello, my name's Amanda. Do you want to meet my son?" And she walks into Spock's room and sees that he has his the chest, the 4D chest thing. And you see a little moment when they were kids, and the Vulcan hair looks goofy.
But that's what the hair looks like.
It's just goofy looking. But
that's the Beatles look.
Yeah, I know, right? They're
look.
gonna join a band. It's gonna be the Partridge Family.
Yeah.
We see that young Michael can't do like the Vulcan hand symbol thing.
Yeah.
First, I didn't know that's what she was trying to do, and she's kind of laughing because she can't do it. And then Spock's like, "Well, you're laughing at your own like failures."
Yeah, that's weird.
And she's like, "Yeah, it's funny." And then Spock's like, "I don't understand. That's so illogical." Then he kind of shows her how to do it, and like they're like hand to hand. I'm like, "Oh, that was
actually sweet." You know what I give it? That's probably the sweetest moment in this whole series, like being sentimental. Like, oh, that was nice.
Because then, like right then, maybe he kind of it's more the trust. I can trust my sister, and I'm like, "Oh, that was nice." Then, God, Sarek's wife, Amanda. Whew.
Yeah.
She's quite the firebrand.
And then she was never like that in the original series.
So mean and nasty and just curt and like to the point and just flat, and because she's talking to her mom. Well, we need to like help Spock, and then she's like, "Oh, I know." And I guess Sarek is doing some type of like super prayer
to try to find him, which is I don't think Vulcans can do that.
But remember when he mind melded across the
galaxy. Did. ET foam home from like from light years away.
Yeah,
I think Vulcans can't.
So they're just like, I don't know if this is a thing. It doesn't. Really
I don't remember it. So
and then she's kind of talking to her mom, and then she's like, "Yeah, Mom, I know when you're lying to me because you've always told me the truth. So I know you're hiding something from me." And then she's like, "Even if I knew where he is, I wouldn't turn him in." First, I thought she was going to say, "Even if I knew where he was, I wouldn't even tell you." I was like, "Oh damn!" Wow. But she says, "I'm not going to turn him over to basically for him to get court-martialed and." But of course, Michael kind of like, beats her down, logically.
One thing I'm hoping, I know Mom, because Mom I think he said he didn't kill those people. I'm hoping she's right.
Yeah.
Because that would really piss me off.
Or he was so out of his mind because we find out later that Spock's completely bonkers.
Yeah.
Then we can kind of tell that she knows something. We get back to the Discovery, and Pike and Tyler are in the shuttle. They're getting closer. The graphics are good.
Yeah.
They're getting closer and everything, and then we get this weird thing where like Tilly's always flirting with Captain Pike, like all the time.
He's your cadet. He's way older than you. He's the captain,
and it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
And it's just inappropriate.
Yeah.
And there's also like earlier in the episode, remember she says like freaking instead of like, "Oh, you told me not to cuss on the bridge. How about you?" Like
yeah, that is better, but don't do it.
Here's the thing, like, remember how she cussed in the first season? I think they got a lot of flack for that, rightfully so. So now she's going to say, like, freak and dang and gosh darn it. And it's just
just don't do it at all. It's not Star Trek.
Yeah, just don't do it at all.
Yeah.
So much easier. But then they're talking back and forth, and, Tilly wears that smile on her face. Captain Pike likes me. They're getting closer to that anomaly thing, and they're starting to they send a message back and forth to the Discovery. Then the message repeats 3 times. Like, okay, you're starting to get on the edge of the spaceship
where it starts to the different time shifts.
Like, go ahead, just launch your probe from here, and they do it. But I guess the thing starts pulling them in, and they disappear into the freaking whatever the little
the little whirlpool of like time shifting.
And again, because it does. They do even explain it like a sink drain.
Yeah, exactly.
So they get pulled in, and everyone's on the bridge like, "Hey, we lost
them."
What do
we do now? It's like.
But know what I love about this whole sequence? Suru is like, "Okay, that's bad," but then he starts giving people commands.
Why can't he be captain? As much as Pike is okay, Suru's amazing.
I need Captain Suru. I need it now.
Yeah.
I love this whole show.
I mean, when he talks, when he takes charge,
so like
you could put that in Kirk. You could put that in a situation with Picard. Janeway, he fits right in. Archer, he fits right in with those guys. Look at here for the anomalies. Do this. Do them. You go do this here. That's what you're supposed to be.
He's like, make sure to scan for anything that's different because that might be them. Yeah. And it's not about where they are, it's when they are. Yeah. And so it's like, wow, he's thinking, he's smart, he's intelligent. I like Suru.
He's my favorite character.
Hands down, the best part of Discovery.
Yeah.
Then, was this the scene where he's like explaining to Tilly, and then she like compares it to the Parmesan cheese or something. I don't know if that's in this part or the other part, but she's always talking about food all the time. Okay, we get it. You're a big girl and you like food, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's a 2019 thing.
Yeah. Women talk about food all the time, apparently, even in the future. So we get back to Vulcan and we get there like one of the cool temples. Very, very cool looking. I like it. See, this is what Vulcan's supposed to look like, all rocky and sandy. Yeah. So they get in there, and there's Spock, bumbling like freaking Nick Nolte on a bender. It's just 4 2 2 7 8 8 5 9. He's just going crazy. A drunken, crazy old bastard.
Oh yeah. And she's looking at him like, Spock, what the heck's going on?
And then like the mom's like, everything's okay. It's like, Mom, have you gone crazy? And so Spock's just repeating things. He's completely out of his mind.
Yeah.
And, they're talking back and forth. And she's like, well, Michael rightfully so, like, we got to get him to a damn doctor. I'm not letting you take my son. And she's like, well, we got to help him. Bringing him here is not helping him. No. But she, doesn't care because she doesn't want him getting in trouble.
Here's the thing, though. He's wanted for 3 murders. Mm-hmm. You can't just let him stay here. That's not an option. He needs to go to Starfleet. That's the only way it's going to happen here.
And, she's like, I would, then she invokes oh, I have diplomatic immunity. But that doesn't extend to your family.
And not only that, doesn't extend to murder.
It doesn't extend to murder, and it doesn't extend to the fact that Spock was on a star ship. He was a member of...
That would be like if he stole something that wasn't yours or something like that, not murder.
If he was a regular Vulcan citizen, maybe there might be some, legal hoo-ha that can keep him safe.
But he's a Starfleet officer.
He's a Starfleet officer.
Nothing. Being
court-martialed. Just because Sarek's your husband doesn't mean you have these rights too.
Here's the thing, Vulcan, they're under Federation law. They're all Federation citizens. There's nothing here there's no legal room here.
I thought these little Vulcan masks in the background were kind of cool. They're like these little orange amber faces.
Well, remember, the original Vulcans were very violent, so that might be harkening back to their more violent tendencies.
And I guess Sarek followed them.
Yeah.
And then she gives out the whole, got diplomatic immunity. Then he's like, not at the ambassador thing. Dun dun dun. And he's just shows up. It's so silly. And then now everyone knows now. She hid this information from her husband.
Yeah.
Who's been desperately searching for him.
How messed up is that?
That is pretty
now here's the thing to explain it, because the chakra stone. Oh yeah. Here's the problem with that. Chakras, you can put information there, but it can't block things.
I don't know. I don't know if they're making stuff up. I'm pretty sure there's some Trek historian person who can in one novel there was something that was explained this way.
But novel's not supposed to be canon.
But if they're gonna say
but once, it's just we're getting really loose here. With they're canon here. Come on,
they're going loose and fast with this.
Yeah.
And there was another funny thing. I guess he started this the whole time is Sarah. Okay, no, we get back. Sorry, excuse me. We get back to Tyler and Captain Pike. And they're kind of arguing again. Yeah. You did this mission because you felt bad because you had to sit out the war and all that stuff. They had to explain why the Enterprise wasn't, one of the main flagships of the Federation.
But that just made it more complicated. Just have it in there. You might as well have it in there. You should have just did that.
Then they're like, oh, you're just trying to make up for it. So you went on the suicide mission to prove that you're brave and stuff. And it's like toxic masculinity.
Of course. And then there's this scene where I don't know if the time where he turns around and he sees that he has to shoot Taylor. He's in this scene from the future, it's a time shift. He's like, what's going on?
It's really funny because they're both working together, and he looks over his shoulder and sees a time rift, and he sees him shooting Tyler, and he's like, I want to keep that to myself. He just doesn't say anything.
No, because that might cause a very thing by me saying something.
But that's the thing. The future changes just because you looked at it.
Yeah.
So it was really funny. So in the back of his mind thinking, damn, we're going to go to blows. Something's going to happen. So they're kind of continuing on. They're talking, and they're trying to get out of this thing, and then he goes, hey, here's a plan. We're going to leak some of our fuel or plasma every 5 minutes, so it'll give them a signal, something to lock onto. Then Tyler's like, you're going to leave us with no fuel, and then we're going to be stuck out here. And he's like, no, do it, my God. This is an order. It's not a... So, they're going to... When you get back to the ship, I'm going to throw you in the brig and everything. So, it's tense.
Well, even before that, when he found out that Tyler was at a burn left, well, you got to tell me, because I'm 631. He goes, I'm the captain. I don't care. I don't have to tell you we're burning oil,
Like, you give him his black badge. Oh, you owe me an explanation. It's like, dude, you're just making things so much harder on yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
They get Stamets involved in the search because since he has that tardigrade DNA,
he doesn't get affected by time
shifts. He can see things differently with time shifts. Yeah. So they're going to use him to use the mycelial network as a roadmap, and then use that so he can see through the fog. Exactly. I'm trying to understand.
That's when Tilly says the stupid Parmesan.
Yeah, because there's all the points.
Yeah.
So it's like Parmesan cheese. She'd be like, I'm so hungry. She should have said that too. That'd have been hilarious. But there's but how he explained it as, we're trying to catch a piece of sand in a tsunami with a pair of tweezers.
Yeah, it's all, yeah.
And then it's so funny if I'd have been Tilly, but you didn't say it was impossible. It could still happen, right?
Yeah.
Then this is when the show does a couple of weird transitions. Like we have 3 minutes before the radiation is too much and it's going to actually kill people.
Yeah, that's what the intermission. Yeah,
so the time's on screen, and then it goes to where back to Spock, and he's looking at the thing, and the time is still on.
My God, that happened 3-4 times. Like where you see the ship going like this when they first do the plasma thing, and then it goes to back to Vulcan, like a weird little
transition.
Like a transition. What's up with these transitions?
It's super weird.
It's odd. This is Pulp Fiction.
Then we get again. Remember I talked about the woman splaining because toxic masculinity. Sarah's like, we got to turn him in. We got to get him fixed, get him help. And then, your son was, since he was half human, he had all these problems at school. I guess basically he had a learning disability.
Oh yeah,
you had to throw in that into Trek. That's just
Spock never had that.
Here's the thing. Yes, people do have dyslexia and Asperger's and things like that. But this is so far removed from that. I know they're trying to like virtue signal that. And trying to say that, oh, I cared because I knew about that. You never cared about him enough. And it's like, because he was a bad father. No. And it's like, Amanda's just being such a freaking B-word.
Not only that, but Sarek was one of the most beloved ambassadors in Starfleet history. He did so much for the Federation.
And insanely intelligent. And you're trying to tell he didn't love his son?
Yeah.
That's the kind of where she's like alluding to.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess she's like, I read him Alice in Wonderland. like.
And you go, yeah, you read him that stupid. I mean, you don't want to say stupid story, but basically that's what he said.
Just a story about chaos.
Chaos, yeah.
But I've read about 80% of the book. It's a classic, but it's really, really boring. You wouldn't think it is, but it just goes on, and Alice monologues so much in that damn book. I couldn't read it anymore. Alice, shut the hell up.
I think the iterations are more interesting of Alice sometimes than
the Disney version's much better.
Yeah.
But she's like, I read him that book because I was letting him know like how do you deal with like in a world that's so mixed up and how to like survive that. And there's other books that could have.
There was conflict between Spock's human and Vulcan side, but never he didn't have a disability.
Okay. But this is like, it's so funny because it's like, I did this behind your back, in your face. It's
and then she say something really condescending to him. I'm trying to remember what she's
constantly, she was this whole time
belittling him.
It's up, the pictures are up on screen. Just look at her face. She just has this cold, nasty attitude this whole time. And she's like, and then the logic of the situation is like, well, if you give him up to Section 31, they want him alive. They want him to be well, so he has information. There will be the best people to send him to.
That's what I said. No, they won't care.
Section 31 is some dirty, nasty.
They don't care. No, that's the worst person to send him. He needs to go to medical base.
But he also said, we'll send Michael with him, so he'll have his sister with him.
Yeah.
So she'll take care of him.
And she's got his best interest in heart.
Yeah, so like that was a nice little scene right there. But it's like everything before that's just like Amanda.
The only adult in the situation was Sarek in that whole scene. And a little bit Burnham. His wife was awful.
Just mean and...
I gave up everything for you. And then, well, you married me, so you should have known. I don't know what to say.
But at the same time, he was like, I can't lose my children. Like, you can tell that. Sarek showed like a little bit of like...
No, he was the more caring parent.
I know.
He's a Vulcan.
It's so odd. The way that it's framed was she's like this pillar of righteousness, but you're harboring a criminal from a murder court-martial. No, Amanda, you're bad.
And Sarek knows he's a murderer. If he did this, he needs to stand trial. And that's his son, and he's saying that.
So we get back to the Pike and Tyler show where they just at each other's throats. And they get hit by the probe that they sent. But this probe has evolved or got modified because it turns into the thing from frickin' Matrix. You know, the little squid-looking things?
So weird.
So it's like attacking their ship and like busting through the thing. Yeah. Just like the Matrix. I mean, it's literally exactly like
it. When they attack, I forgot the name of their
was ship. It Zion?
Zion? No, Zion was the city.
Yeah.
But it was
the ship, whatever.
I forgot the name of it.
Nebuchadnezzar?
It could have been Nebuchadnezzar.
Or was it something else? Whatever it was. But yeah, it starts busting through the hole and everything. They try to stop it. It's like getting in there and like, oh man, there's some trouble because this thing's gonna kill them.
Yeah, and they go, and this thing is like 500 years more.
Yeah, they go. The metal is it's unknown to or anything in the database.
That would mean that would place it around the 28th century, basically.
It's so weird, but why would it attack them?
But the thing is, and then it starts getting it downloading its information. Why would it need its information? It's so stupid. They're from the future.
We get back to Section 31. They brought in she's like, oh, we have Spock needs medical attention. So they're bringing him into the Section 31 ship, and then Giorgio meets up with her. And of course, Giorgio's just everything she says. She's so condescending. I know she's from the Terran universe and the Mirror universe, and she's supposed to be that way, but it doesn't make it any easier to watch.
No,
she's just.
I like the Giorgio that was on the other before she died. Yeah, the real Giorgio.
But they have Spock set up for like this thing, like, oh, it's gonna heal his mind. But even I thought, oh man, there's no way this thing's gonna work. The captain is like, hey, everyone out of the room. Giorgio stays there, and he's like, no, even you get out of here. He's like, I'm going to make you the same promise I made Sarek. We want your son, your brother to be well. We're going to do everything we can to help him. I'm like, Section 31, this seems
But I think he starts putting on a little too thick at the end.
Then it's kind of like, okay, I kind of believe it. And then he goes in again, and he's like, personnel that's not, you're not allowed to stay on the ship, you have to go. I'm like, oh, here we go. This is what the trick is.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, there's a starbase nearby. You can wait there. And
now extended your vacation time. Go do what you want.
Yeah. Then he's like, okay, he was lying the whole time. At first, I thought maybe, but then he was trying so hard to be so good.
I'm thinking myself, yes, he's Sloan so much more sly than that. He never would have played it on that thick.
And it was really, I thought it was kind of cool because then she kind of hugs him and she's like, come on, please just wake up, just talk to me. And then, of course, nothing happens. But it's like, it was that little moment like, maybe this will help. Maybe this contact with me will somehow bring
and then
me back.
It harkens back to when they both did the Live Long and Prosper sign.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then she figures out, because remember when he was blurting all those numbers? Since he had dyslexia, he was saying them backwards. She's like, oh my God, these numbers must mean something. We were looking at the wrong way. But wouldn't they have ran those numbers, every combination of those numbers?
Yes. So dumb.
Why would they have run them just one way?
Because remember, disability made it a plus, not a minus in this situation. Yeah. I mean, that's
powers activate.
Oh, they do that all the time.
It's so funny.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, my disability is my superpower. You can live a long, perfect life with any type of disability, and it may hinder you some ways, but it's not a superpower. It's just something you live with.
Don't make it like more than it is.
Oh God, I wish I had dyslexia. Like, it's not that.
No,
okay?
You don't want that.
We get back to the Discovery, and they're like, hey, we're getting these weird readings of plasma or whatever. And then Sewer's like, well, why would we be reading those? And the guy's like, oh, it's an old trick where if you're ever lost, you leave those like a breadcrumb trail to find them. Yeah. It's like, okay, now we know where they're at. But here's the funny thing. Since the time anomalies are all crazy, some of the plasma things are 10 days old. Some of them are 5 minutes new, and some of them are from like literally the future. Yeah. So when they're leaving those trails, they're coming from everywhere in time. Not that was.
And then that was cool.
And then, of course, Stamets is like, okay, now I have something to focus on. Oh. Now I can know where they're going. And he's like explaining, I like the tech talk here. He's explaining everything. But Tilly's there to be like, I don't know, is Tilly like his kid assistant?
Yeah, it has a weird kind of odd couple.
Yeah. Like you said. Like, he's super smart. She's smart too, but like in a stupid way. Yeah. It's just weird. Then he's like, wait a second. I can pilot them out of here because when I look at this, I can see the pathways. They're not going to be able to, when everything, time and space is all screwed up, they're thinking they're leaving, but they're not. They're actually going in deeper. Yeah. So he's like, I need to teleport onto their ship.
But then why can't they just teleport them out? Like you said.
Because that's what they ended up doing anyways in the end.
I know, it's dumb.
Whatever. But we get back to the ship, and that's when that thing starts really beating the crap out of him, and it wraps up Tyler, and it's going to kill him. Captain Pike runs and grabs the phase, and he's thinking, "Oh crap! This is what I saw before. I wasn't shooting Tyler. I was shooting this thing." But
you didn't see it because maybe it was so advanced it couldn't.
It's like a temporal shield or something. Shield,
yeah.
So like that whole thing of him thinking.
See, that was actually kind of neat.
That's a fun little twist.
That's a fun little.
It doesn't really add up to anything, but it just kind of shows you like
he was wrong about Taylor. He wasn't trying to. Yeah.
That's when it they shoot it and it goes down in one shot.
Wouldn't it have shielding or something?
500 years in the future.
Yeah.
Whatever. Then it shoots off its little probule into the computer, and that's when it starts downloading everything. Yeah. But it's like, why would it have to do it that way? Couldn't it do it wirelessly? Why did it have to make that physical?
Not only that, why would it have to need anything they know? They're so not advanced. Why would it matter? Unless it's looking for the information they have from that one probe thing,
because here's the thing though, since this is the time things are all over the place, we have no idea.
Yeah.
They never explain it in this episode.
No.
I'm assuming they're going to explain it later. But they're like, oh crap, we have to get rid of this thing. We get back to Stamets and Tilly running through the halls, and
they haven't told, by the way, anybody nothing. No,
they told no one their plan.
No.
So and this is again the emotional validation to Tilly. She's like, well, if you mess up, you're gonna teleport yourself, and then you get ripped apart. And he's like, no, I wouldn't trust anyone but you to do this, Tilly. But all she does is power up the thing.
Yeah,
I could have freaking done that. But yeah, and it's like, remember, Tilly, you're smart as you can be. Like giving this little
you emotional... got the constant validation.
They teleport him onto the ship, and it's actually kind of funny. He's like, well, excuse me, gentlemen. He steps over.
Excuse me, he goes, actually, I'm here from 10 minutes in the future. It's real complicated. Don't worry about it.
I think Stamets is my second favorite character.
Yeah, it's weird. He was the biggest a-hole at first, but he's really turned it around.
But, so, yeah, he's like, okay, now I can pilot you guys out of here. But he's like, whoa, they ran out of fuel. Yeah. So they're getting pulled back in, which kind of sucks because if they would have just had a little more fuel, they could have just got away.
Yeah.
But they're getting pulled back in, and then Sue was like, oh, man, they get the zoom in, and they see that their ship's being attacked by the probe. They're like, what the hell is that thing? Like, yeah, it's a probe, but it's from, like, has modifications. Like, we can't worry about it right now. So they're trying to remove the probe and everything, and then that's when they get the idea, oh, he can plot the course to get them teleported back, but can he have done that from the Discovery? So I don't know. He's sending the meshes to lock on, and that's when we get the... first we get back to the Section 31 ship. I don't even know if it has a name.
I have no idea.
I don't think he even said it. But Giorgio grabs Michael. Hey, I disabled the cameras for like 2 minutes. I got to tell you something. They're going to kill your brother. This machine will take everything out of his mind and leave him an empty shell, and he'll basically be like an invalid. So what you need to do is, we're going to get into a fight, and you're going to go save your brother. Yeah. And it's really funny. She's like explaining it to her, like, okay, and then she just straight up just punches her. Yeah. And then she's like, oh geez,
first she said, do I even believe you? He goes, you have to do it so it makes me look good, and you.
Yeah, like that's what she goes. What's in it for you? It's gonna make her look better.
Yeah.
But so the fight starts. The camera's reading, and then, of course it looks like there's a big fight going on. Pretty decent fight.
Not bad.
Ninja Michael's doing all her cool little ninja moves. She even does.
Unless it gets another woman, so.
And it's just, she's letting her win.
Yeah, yeah.
But I actually like the scene where she's standing above her and she has like this cool little pose. But they're starting their little fight. We get back to the space shuttle thing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna set Pike's gonna set self-destruct. Yeah. Then right before it blows up, teleports out of here. So they send over the coordinates, and it's that android lady. She's the one that's supposed to like do the power up thing to teleport him over, and then she's like not doing it. He's like, set it over, teleports her over. But I guess there was like a red blinking light thingy.
Did it get into her system? She's an android, I'm assuming.
Yeah, like you get this weird little moment where the coordinates were flashing, and then it like infected her eyeballs. Yeah. So is she a full-blown android?
I know, right?
So Data wasn't the first?
Yeah. It's so
I always thought this was like a weird kind of cyborg. Like maybe it was
it's a half and half.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, the Data was the first.
Because it looks like it has human eyes. But we get back to the Section 31 ship, and it's she shoots the couple doctors in there. I'm assuming she stunned them. That'd been funny if she killed them. But she's getting Spock out of there. She's running to a shuttle, and then even Giorgio shoots at her. But she's like, I gotta sell it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they get on there, and apparently this shuttle has warp technology too, because that's a thing.
Not back then, it wasn't.
They warp out of there. Couldn't they have easily tractor beamed them?
And listen, the more George say, I also disable the weapons, like it's going to be in cycle where they can't use their transporters for like 30 seconds or something. You could have just explain it. Just for all the tech that they do, they still don't explain things sometimes.
You get back to Discovery. Yay, we saved everyone, but I guess they're still kind of getting pulled into this time rift thingy. They warp and they get out of there, and I guess it collapses on itself.
Yeah, or they blow it up, don't they? I thought they blew it
Oh,
up.
no, she said the shockwave from the shuttle.
Yeah,
remember he blew it up? And then it's a time tsunami. It's not as cool as it sounds.
Okay, time tsunami was fine. You didn't have to say that last thing.
Tilly is kind of an idiot. Yeah. She's kind of an idiot. But then we kind of get a moment where Pike and Tyler kind of have good work on the ship, and then they kind of trust each other, but then they have to like both admit that they're terrible men and they gotta be better, because they're.
At least it was to each other. It wasn't with the woman involved. At least, at least that seemed a little bit more realistic. And because no one was being praised at that point.
Yeah, because they're both men.
Yeah, that's
why. You can't be praised. Yeah. Then the android cyborg lady is Pike's giving her orders and she's not doing anything. Yeah. And then it zooms in on her eye. And that's a transition back to the Section 31 ship.
Another word transition.
It's so funny. But Giorgio's talking to the captain dude, and he's like, she's like basically blackmailing him. I guess he was the one responsible for that terrorist attack.
But how would she know that? Is that because he did that in their universe? I don't know what, I mean, what I would assume would be the same thing.
And here's the thing, so why would it matter if Michael knew? Was she going to come and kick his ass? Like, I don't understand. What could you possibly do with that information? Obviously, the Federation knows and doesn't care. Yeah. So what is she going to do?
Well, why would he help the Vulcan Sabers? I know 631 they would do that, but again, no one knows 631 like this. It's not this open.
Remember, her parents were killed by Klingons, Then she was attacked again by separatists. Like, trouble just follows Michael around. Yeah. So, I don't know why that's relevant, but I guess...
Was there a reason they had to get her to get with Sarah? Maybe there's something more about Burnham than we know. Maybe there's something in her DNA.
Of course.
Oh, no, I'm saying... So does that have to be? I don't know.
I would have to... I don't even care. Yeah. But I guess they're searching for them, and they pulled them a Star Wars, and the Millennium Falcon was hide behind the thing.
But the Star Trek starts done that too a few times.
She does that, and she goes over and she does a scan. Okay, there's no more other ships in our area. Okay, we can breathe a sigh of relief. Mm-hmm. She goes to talk to her brother. She's like, "Come on, you got to talk to me."
And there was 3 other Sector 31 ships.
Yeah, they're kind of cool looking. I like the way they look. Then she realizes again. Remember, like, oh, the numbers are backwards. She goes to the computer, run these numbers, give me every single possibility. I'm thinking, oh man, she's gonna have like a mountain of data. Oh, it's our star system, Talos 4. So that those numbers only led to that one thing.
What happens if something would be like, oh, it's 6 planets in that star system. She has to go to each one to find it.
Or like it brought up a bunch of other uses of information.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Oh, there's a document from here, and there's a book from here, and then like she's like,
no, just the one thing.
It's just the one thing.
Come on.
Stupid as hell.
Especially if his mind's all jumbled. How could he be that concise?
And then that's how the episode ends. They're gonna make it to Talos 4, and maximum warp. The maximum warp. Okay, a runabout shuttle. What's this max warp?
Well, and even in Next Generation time, it's warp 6, warp 5. It's gonna take you for weeks to get there.
That's so ridiculous. But anyways, normally we don't talk about the next episode, but next episode, the freaking what are the metronomes are in it? Yeah. The guys from the pilot episode.
Yeah.
What? They're bringing that into this?
So weird.
Well, of all the things they bring back, why not even just do Q?
But there's a thing I know. What's so weird about that, though, is that they didn't know about them in the pilot episode, if I recall. Yeah. So they knew them already. See, remember, Burnham knows all of them. Mary knows everything. She discovered everything before anyone else has.
Maybe she'll possess the advanced mercy trait of mercy, and they're gonna let them go. I don't get it. It's because they had the big brains and everything.
And then at the end where Burnham's having like this kind of nightmare, and he wakes up and Vulcan says, now, and then Spock goes, now you know.
So like did he mind meld with her to share the information? But yeah.
But in such a weird, creepy way. Like, why is this so like?
So this is
just jumbled mess. It's this is a 3 out of 10 because it's jumbled mess. The main premise of that time rift wasn't bad. It was everything else. It was just odd.
It was like Parmesan cheese, sprinkled on my spaghetti that I'm gonna go eat in about 3 minutes. A little dialogue like that, the weird flirting, the robot lady.
At some point, Burnham needs to sit silly down. You need to stop doing that. Okay, but, it's just
when I get excited, I'm an idiot. Remember, but again, her disabilities are her superpowers.
Yeah.
So that's I guess.
But Sue has to keep telling her, don't do that. Please stop doing that.
Again, but wasn't it great when Suru was being Captain Suru?
Oh my god! If you took all the clips of him just being when he's captain, it's amazing.
That's actually a pretty amazing show.
It would make this show probably at least if it was in the future and he was a captain, this show might even be decent.
Well, if it had nothing to do with the Enterprise or Pike or Spock, but of course they have to. But yeah, overall, this is like a 3.
Yeah, 3.
It's just a giant mess.
It's disjointed. And the transitions were weird, and just like, and how
Spock's wife is
horrible.
Man, whew. I felt bad.
Well, you weren't there. You did this.
You weren't a good father. I was the real parent. You were just a doofus. You just cared about Vulcan.
Because he's an ambassador.
You wouldn't sacrifice all Vulcan for this family. Well, no effing duh. Billions of people for whatever.
First of all, do you know the frickin' Vulcan saying needs the many outweigh the needs of the few?
Yeah,
you know that. So why would you even say that?
It's so stupid.
It's just dumb. They don't know anything about Star Trek who writes this show.
Again, it's so funny that the show strings us along just enough to want to know how the F are they going to integrate the metronomes into the... Because that episode, that pilot episode, it doesn't fit this.
No.
The way that they acted in that, and that was about like, may fight to death and all that and everything. Yeah. Is that going to happen? Wouldn't that be hilarious?
And it's so weird. So you're saying Spock met them before he met them in the pilot episode? He didn't even know they were there. That's so stupid.
Yeah, he's get to Talos 4, and it's so stupid. Whatever. I don't know. I'm done speculating what the next episode is.
And then we're not even thinking because we're so curious. It's awesome because it's just I don't know what's happening with the series. This is so weird. Why would someone with advanced technology need anything on the damn?
Why can't Pike, Suru, and Stamets go to a different ship, and then they're the main three.
And Taylor's kind of 50-50. He's okay. He's okay now.
I don't know.
It's insane.
Unless you got anything, I'm done with this. I don't want to talk
about it. I really don't want them either. It's just a mess, and I don't understand what's going on. So, the ship's looked okay.
Yeah, the graphics and everything are fine enough. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this week. I've been your host, Crimson Sin.
Infantry PCA.
Thanks for watching.
See you later. Bye.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15 Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.